Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lockbeard Random Live number 46. Trudeau flees. It is Friday, February 4th, 2022. Welcome. See, Sandra's here. Welcome. Judy, what's going on? I don't know if you guys follow this kind of stuff or not. I'm sure you've heard about the trucker revolt. Another one. They were doing it in Australia pretty much some time back, but now in Canada. And, you know, Canada's leader has, well, you know, people don't think very highly of him. And these people are just protesting. They're not like they're not going to drag him out and off his ass, but he's gone into hiding. I don't know if he's out, come back out in open or not, but he went to a secure location or something. He's scared. If you got to hide from your people, you might have done something wrong. You pay attention to all this? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing. There's been people trying to say, oh, these truckers are holding the country hostage, trying to paint them as assholes for what they're doing. What they want the people to do when their government is not serving them, when their government is violating their rights and up to just no good, perpetrating a fraud, which this entire thing has been a fraud. So many people just can't wrap their minds around it that the whole thing was a fraud. Um, so I still get people all the time. Well, this person's got the beer bug, and that person's got the beer bug. Like, he ain't got shit. I mean, he got something. Look, people still get sick. People always get sick. Everyone who is sick is getting sick from the same shit they've always gotten sick from. The mortality statistics have not shown that there's anything new killing people. It just hasn't. And then the flu statistics show that flu, if you believe that those numbers are real, then the flu took a damn break or something. No, that's not what happened. The flu did not take a break. They're just calling it the beer bug because they're using this epidemic supposedly to scare you into complying, and they want you to wear a mask and show that you're a slave and you do what you're told. Wear that mask and then get your injections, even though the injections are what's harming people. And numerous people are getting sick from, after getting the injection, if not from the injection. For years, people have been talking about, and, at what point did people figure it out? They try to say, well, if you're anti-jabs for like flu or anything else, then you're some kind of, cult member, freak, something or other, and that's not the case. That's not the case. Look, there are some cases where that kind of technology can be useful to save lives, although it has a negative side effect. Everything has a negative side effect that intervenes in the natural way of things. But people been talking for a long time. Like, I got the flu shot, and I still got the flu. Well, yeah, of course you did, and it's going to get worse as time goes on. You will get the flu worse than I will because my immune system has not been put on crutches for years. I do not take any kind of shot. I haven't had a flu shot in at this point decades. I don't freaking need one. My immune system fights the flu every year and it gets the appropriate upgrades, right? Your immune system adapts to the full force of the flu every year. Then the next year, you will be in better shape than the people who got a shot. Always, period, 100% of the time almost. You will be better off. They're trying to say, oh, we're helping your immune. No, your immune system doesn't need any damn help. It will tackle any challenges it encounters, and you will be better off for it. Anytime you have medical intervention, you're doing yourself harm, and you're setting yourself up for having the flu worse in the future. I'm still waiting, people. I've asked over and over again. Someone prove to me that this beer bug exists. Don't tell me, oh, my doctor said, my doctor said. Of course your doctor said, because the doctor works for a hospital run by an administration that runs a business that makes money, and lots of it, off of people being sick. And the government was giving them thousands of dollars per beer bug patient as further bribe money. Now, there are some doctors out there speaking out, but the media isn't going to talk about it, at least as much as they can. They did talk about that one lady, but they wanted to do that because she had some wackadoodle views on some stuff. So it allowed them to say, look, they're crazy. Look at this lady. Well, she's not representative of everybody. What a disaster. They've crippled our economy. They've destroyed small businesses. I think they have literally caused the deaths of some people from the stress and from these shots. Judy says his brother spoke for him, I believe, for pansy ass Trudeau, Mr. Blackface. Oh my gosh, hiding, geez Louise. Yeah, he's a pansy ass. And I put that blackface on there because I don't want people to forget that. How many of us have ever done that? Even if it wasn't like truly racist thing to do. What it wasn't truly, you weren't truly trying to be racist. You were just trying to be funny. Although some people would say that's still racist. Either way, he did it. And if someone on the opposite side of the political spectrum did it, he'd be like, "Look at you, you racist." But he did it, and now he calls people racist. It's very funny. Very funny. Yeah. Yeah. By the time people realize enough about that part of this thing, it'll be too late. When I use that that 4-letter word that starts with N and third letter Z, those nasties. That's what we got right now, and we got an extermination. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to wipe out as many people as they can, one way or another. The medical industry is involved in this. They want everybody sick. They don't want you to get better. They don't want me out here telling you, look what humans are supposed to actually eat. For optimal health, you need to eat almost entirely fatty red meat animals. Natural fatty red meat animals, not factory farm, not grain fed. You just put an animal in a field, let it eat grass, and then you kill it and eat it like nature intended. Like every lion does, bear, wolves, and humans did for millions of years, and we still do. But they're finding ways to screw up meat. They inject them with stuff, and they put stuff in their feed. They feed them strange shit. The cow is just supposed to eat grass. There's in nature, there's not a trough full of harvested grain. selectively bred harvested grain and harvested in vast quantities, which you wouldn't find in nature. Um, what is the hell? Okay, we need sperm and egg donors. Well, I'm one of those, and have successfully helped some couples have children that can't otherwise without that kind of assistance, and am willing to continue to try to help others. Currently working with someone right now to do that. Um, so I might not ever have a normal traditional family, but at least when I leave this world, I will leave something of myself behind genetically. This is where you're at. Mid-South says, "Oh, this is where you're at, Judy." Hey, Mid-South, welcome. Welcome to the chat. Papa Craig's here. He says, "I don't know how this is going to work with a rambunctious 3-year-old in the house." Yeah, that's all right. Kids are kids. Mid-South says, "Who's looking for sperm? I spit some out if needed." What the? um, um, yeah, I probably shouldn't comment on that. CWB, welcome, says, "No shot for me." Me neither. Uncle Bones is here. Welcome, Uncle Bones, and thank you again, Uncle Bones. Papa Craig says, "I grew up in the 60s. Always said every wrong thing there is to say." Yeah. Yeah. And what's messed up is they accuse people of the R word who aren't, and they truly aren't, but they've been doing it for so long because every time, someone on the far left end of the spectrum doesn't get their way or they want to attack someone, they play that card, they play that race card. And now people are getting fucking fed up with it. Now you're going to get probably a racist reaction from some people just because they're like, fuck it. You're going to accuse me of it anyway. I might as well be the best racist I can. You know what I mean? Whatever that means. I'm just saying it's going to get a negative reaction. And what sucks is it's just like with the hashtag Me Too bullshit. So many cases of women lying for their personal gain or because they're pissed off at somebody, that it takes away from the cases where there was really a crime committed. It's disrespectful to do that. The women who lie, you're doing harm to the women who were actually harmed, not let alone the men involved in your lie. You're doing harm to the women who were actually harmed when you lie in those cases. And the same thing with racist accusations, unjustified racist accusations. Judy says even chickenpox will be back, but wait, the attack on wheat, China, what are we doing helping Nazis against Russian borders? Enjoy the dollar while you can. It's against America's BS. We didn't do it. Evil did. Papa Craig says, "It's hilarious right now, Judy. Him and my 1-year-old chocolate lab puppy are playing tug of war with a blanket. He stands no chance." Gosh. Well, they predicted we would be in the band that got ice, and we really didn't. We got snow. The roads are starting to clear off already here in eastern Oklahoma. didn't get above freezing today, but the roads still clear out, especially with the sun out. Supposed to hit single digits tonight, though. So all that melt water will freeze up. So the only ice we'll get is the icy ass roads is what we'll get. But I'll probably venture out again in the morning to see what's up out there. I went into town the last 2 days just fine. So this is something I think more people need to be aware of. Let me see if I can find. Let's see if I can find the Wikipedia article that addresses this particular interesting geographic or geologic structure. It's called the Rechat structure. Also, the Eye of the Sahara. It's in Mauritania, in Africa. I'm trying to remember what the elevation is. That's one of the reasons why I need to look on here what the when you see it like a structure like that, because rock layers form and they move, they fold, they dome up. Well, in this case, what happened is it domed up, and then the top of the dome. So you had these layers in there, right? And the dome eroded off. The top of it's eroded off. So now you get these rings because different layers of rock are more susceptible to erosion than others, and then you end up with a series of troughs and ridges, and you can get a ring-like structure like this. One interesting thing about this, well, there's a lot of interesting things about this place. This place, what is the elevation? I want to say it's 12. Is it 1,200 feet above sea level? Of course, Wikipedia is going to fail to tell me what it is. I can't remember. I'll say it's 1,200 feet above sea level. I don't know, Papa Craig. He probably is. There's Nikki. Welcome, Nikki. Yeah. Yeah, if you think the people in control of the world, the rich, powerful people that pull the strings of the politician puppets, if you think they don't know about this and haven't known about it for a long time and know part of the implications, this is connected to something so big and so important. And of course, there's going to be a lot of people who give zero shits about archaeology, and maybe they just have a level of disbelief when it comes to there was an ancient worldwide civilization of humans that appear to have had technological abilities exceeding ours. and they got knocked on their ass. They got knocked straight back to the Stone Age, at least as far as we know. I hope that some group of these people survived with all their knowledge intact and they're just staying out of sight. I hope that they are the ones responsible for constructing the moon and that they are up there and possess the knowledge of our past and will one day be able to share it with us all, because we've forgotten. We don't know, but if you look at a lot of these cases of these archaeological sites where these stone it's so perfectly, the joints between the stones are so perfect. You can't even fit a human hair in between them. So perfectly straight. Like, it's just laser precision. And these mainstream archaeologists want you to actually believe these people made this shit with copper tools. No. And you can see in some of these structures where I can't remember what one side is. They built on top. They used an older structure, a stone foundation, huge, massive stones, and you can tell by looking at this and many other sites that it's totally different building techniques. Somebody built on top of something that was far older, and they built on top of it with less technology, lesser skill, lesser. It's substandard compared to the stuff it's built on top of. And like that one I can't remember the name of which one it is. The name of where the Romans built on top of it, and the Romans, they would have said they would have said, "Hey, we built that foundation." They didn't. They didn't. And in these structures, these building structures, they're all over the world. Just absolutely perfect and strange building techniques that we have no idea how they did some of this shit. And on top of that, knowing that the sea level rose hundreds of feet and that humans typically live near the seashore, so tons and tons of archaeological sites are under the sea just waiting for us to be able to go down and find it and further discover just how massive this was, how important this was. And it makes you wonder, when it comes to Antarctica. Right now it's a frozen continent, and the government, the governments of the world have claimed it, basically. So I can't go down there and claim it. I can't take my micronation down there and claim it in the name of the Eternus Empire. I can't, because the major powers of the world have claimed large portions of Antarctica, and then they all signed those same powers signed the Antarctic Treaty, which forbids anyone else from claiming the remaining land, which in effect means the world powers have claimed all the land in Antarctica. Why? I think they want the one thing, I think, is they want the resources, but the other thing is, I think on that continent, under the ice and snow, you will find well preserved remnants of this ancient civilization, and they want to minimize the chance of people, regular people, finding it. For some reason, they want to hide this. They don't want us to know about it. So they're afraid we'll probably find some of the technology they did actually have. It's probably been quite an ordeal for them to hide anything that's been discovered that's seems way too advanced for Bronze Age or Stone Age people. And so to do things like this to hide it. You hope. He and his family are in an undisclosed location, still hiding out. Yeah. You know, if you take it upon yourself to like run a nation, man, I don't even know. Look, come out of hiding, you pansy ass, Trudeau. Come out of hiding. They really January 6th, huh, Uncle Bones? Yeah, they do. They want to make it this horrible insurrection. These people are becoming violent and stuff. And the reality is if you ask Thomas Jefferson, they have every right to, but they're not. They're simply protesting in a large enough scale that the government can't put. Chessboard says, "Hey Lockbeard, that looks like Atlantis." Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it is Atlantis. It would be redundant of me to be redundant of me to say a whole lot about this because I'm going to introduce you guys to a YouTube channel, a guy that's been covering this quite a bit. A very interesting fellow. He was lucky. He served in the military. He was in Iraq. He was lucky enough to see some archaeological sites that have been since completely demolished, which I find to be just a horrendous crime. You know, for someone to just destroy archaeological sites. You know, that's our past. It belongs to all of us. And he had, at least he had pictures. He had pictures of the sites he visited, but he showed on his YouTube channel, you know, those pictures and talked about the destruction of the site. And he talks about this, the Rechet structure, also known as the Eye of the Sahara. This place is now because a lot of people have it in their head for some reason that Atlantis is going to be found in the bottom of the ocean. So you got to understand, geology is cool. Okay, a piece of land can move up and down because, you know, everything isn't just rigid. It seems rigid to us in our short little human lives. But land moves up and down, and it for the most part it's slow. So it's just so slow that we can't really perceive and understand that, you know, this place is here above sea level right now, but in a couple thousand years it's going to be below sea level, and then 50,000 years later it might be back above sea level again, because it's sometimes there's pieces of land that can go up and down. This place is one of those places. The reason why the dome structure formed that has now eroded off is because of this kind of activity in the ground. Anyway, there's salt in this place from the sea. And I think it's 1,200 feet above sea level. I could be wrong right now. But this place totally could have, well, we know it had to be down where there was seawater in it. And I need to find a satellite image of that entire area of Africa. Yeah, I guess maybe I should use. Give me a second. I'll pull. So you can look at it and you'll see. But yeah, I'm pretty damn sure this is Atlantis. It's got the ring structures. It had sea level in it. The desert in these regions, there's like whale bones, and not fossils, like just old whale bones that were whales that got stuck up on the surface somehow. You know, humans didn't drag a whale that far in inland. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that is in fact Atlantis chessboard. And welcome to the chat. Welcome also to Jim Blanton. Lockbeard, Antarctica. Huh? Antarctica. They want the golden minerals. I think that's part of the reason, but I think they're way more concerned about preventing any evidence of this previous civilization. I really do. That surpasses their concern about the resources in the ground. Because the reality is, like, it's going to be, it's no surprise to us. There's going to be minerals in the ground there, right? That's not a surprise to us. What'll be a surprise to us is finding advanced technology from an ancient civilization going back tens of thousands of years, possibly as much as 100,000 years ago. Advanced humans, not Stone Age. They don't want us to know this, but it's getting harder and harder for them to keep it out of our hands, this knowledge. I mean, I'm talking about now online. Anyone that goes and looks at a lot of these archaeological sites, you're going to look at it, and if you think when you're looking. I haven't been able to visit a whole lot of sites, but and most people can't, you know. And then, but you know, they're distant places. It costs to go there. But when you look, but you can see the photos and video of these places online, and at least research them in that way. Don't pay attention to what the mainstream archaeologists are saying. You know, just look and say, look, why? How in the hell did these people do this? And why at this site is it look like there's this fine, advanced stonework with these perfectly straight, laser precision seams that you can't even put a human hair into this seam. And on top of that is this crappy stone structure where someone came and built some other crap on top of it later. You know. No ice on Antarctica, the veil. Knucklebone says, Nikki, I am able to eat. I have appetite getting stronger each day. UMC, Great Hospital. Said scientist. Papa Craig says, gotta pick up a darling you girl from school. Cool. Nikki will be on your show tomorrow night. Good deal, Jim Blanton. Yeah, like I said, I need to keep a notepad next to me to try and keep track of, because people have been telling me about other shows that fit the mold for the TV guide that I made. You know, it's got to be a live stream and have a regular schedule with some chat, at least some chat interaction. I kind of have a preference for shows where the person actually shows their face, you know. But I did go ahead and add. Oh, what's that show? The Dark Wolf's Den radio show. I went ahead and add that on. Even though he doesn't appear on screen, at least from what I've seen so far. Maybe he does on some, not what I saw, but he still has some chat interaction. It's a Thursday night paranormal oriented show. And then there were some other ones I've added. So if yours like fits that mold, maybe we can put it on there too. Saul Bryan being interviewed. Who was on state name? Had a state name in his. Dang it! And he gave his real name. I can't remember now. But welcome, Brian and Dewey. It's crime and deeds. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and it's been it's been something of great concern to me for a very long time. When I formed the micronation, the Eternus Empire, it was one of the values is to preserve human knowledge of all kinds at whatever cost, because we've forgotten so much, and I want to prevent us ever forgetting again. Because if any of these types of disasters occur again in the future, and they will, disasters happen from time to time and knock civilization on its ass, sometimes all the way back to the Stone Age, and sometimes almost wiping us out, like the Toba disaster about 70,000 years ago. They think very nearly annihilated the human species entirely. And that was just a big freaking volcano, you know? The Younger Dryas impact was a comet or a meteor impact about 13,000 years ago, roughly. The climatic changes, like the ice age ending, climatic changes can have a tremendous impact. The crustal shift, if it did indeed occur, and it appears that it very well may actually occur on occasion, and who knows what level of destruction that kind of situation can cause. Um, I think there, and then like about 5,500 or 6,000 years ago, some kind of disaster, it appears, occurred. I mean, just every several thousand years, something happens, and at any time, one of these types of disasters could occur, and we're not going to be prepared. And your average person is being kept in the dark, and so it's not just about preserving our knowledge of the past, but also trying to preserve as many lives as we can. So like right now, they're letting people just want in for the most part, but some of those places they probably shouldn't be living, because certain disasters, when they do happen, will kill everyone in that area, and those people aren't like being warned about it, and the government isn't guiding us towards a society where we kind of move our populations to safer places and keep us better prepared to get the hell out of Dodge wherever we're at. Because anywhere on the surface of the planet, an asteroid could hit. So people need to be better prepared to be mobile and mobile fast. And so because we can figure out pretty well where an incoming asteroid is going to hit. And but if there's an asteroid heading for New York, there's no way, unless we got a lot of notice. If you are able to evacuate everyone from the area, getting them easily integrated into another place it's going to be chaos. It's going to be chaotic no matter what. We can prepare in ways that make it less chaotic. I have a lot of ideas along that line. I really wish I had more, pinned out in some kind of official capacity, as far as, or even as just some kind of independent work of mine or whatever. But I tend to, things like that I tend to think of in terms of uh, of thinking as a leader, as far as when it comes to the micronation idea, which again is half joke, half, well, maybe, who knows. But you know, certain things I just feel like I need to have it more concrete somewhere, uh, documented out, like the idea that, like within the case of Sasquatch, Sasquatch is officially, every single member of the species is recognized as a citizen of the Eternus Empire. Well, nobody gives a shit about the Eternus Empire, but at least the Eternus Empire can say, we give a shit about the Sasquatch people. We don't think they're an animal. We think they have a right to live and be recognized as people and to have rights. Timmy Boy's here. He says, what the fuck is going on here? I don't know, man. Ida Bustamante. Hello. Welcome. Donald Fuller. Welcome. What is up? Oh, we got our first spam bot. Bringing down the banhammer on that one. Chessboard says the controllers have destroyed throughout the ages, just as they did in previous wars and the monuments of today. Yeah, indeed. It's just a horrendous crime when that stuff happens. Ruthless says, what are we looking at? Ruthless, we are looking at what is almost certainly the actual location of Atlantis. It is called the Tissot structure, a geologic dome that has the top is eroded off as far as geologic terms, but it has sea salt deposits in it, and many of the features there match with the accounts of what Atlantis was, its features of Atlantis. It is not in the ocean. It is in the middle of a freaking desert in Africa, in an area that is known geologically to, the land moves up and down. So we know for a fact this place has been down at sea level, in the past, and probably below, and has now risen that back up. I think it's at 1,200 feet roughly above sea level at this point, but I could be wrong. I can't remember the number. It could be as much as 12,000 because geology can do that shit. You give it enough time. Hello, Donald says, Ray Charlton. Welcome, Ray. Oh, no more typos. Ruthless, please. It's a dartboard. Yeah. Atlantis. Yep. Sahara. That's the current view of the site. Well, I think this image has been altered to, I think because it looks like there's water in it, but there isn't actually water in it at this point in history. It's not an impact zone. It is a it looks like that because when you have layers of rock, I explained a little bit earlier, layers of rock can be bent and folded, and then sometimes they call geologic dome forms. So those layers dome up, and then they can erode off, exposing the layers, and so it looks like a circular pattern where those layers are exposed. Some layers erode faster than others because they're different types of rock, and so you'll end up with ridges and troughs like you see here. It's well known phenomenon in geology. Donald says, just got done cleaning up 18 inches of snow. I'm ready for spring. How current? Maybe Lock knows. I mean, I think it's a current image. It's been modified. I'm gonna see if I can put Google Earth on this. And we need the caves that the giant tree roots helped to create because of the major flooding on this planet. Well, I mean, I talked about the totally debunked. What's waiting on us? Kind of ancient nations interacted more freely with our kind of people, and now they don't for a reason. You know, humanity turned on them somehow. Maybe after the disaster, just they didn't see the potential for positive relations with us like they did in the past. I don't know. Maybe they were the ones that started that civilization. For all we know, everyone's assuming they're dumber than us. Probably shouldn't just flat out assume that just because they live in the natural state. Homework. Everyone loves saying your name, Bustamante. Salivy shows the sand ripples of this shifting ocean over the Sahara when was tropical. Yes, I was getting ready to try and bring that up. Oh, yeah, 1,200 feet. Yeah, that's what I thought. That is what I thought. Okay, so this throws a monkey wrench in a lot of people's idea, right? Because they're thinking, well, Atlantis is going to be found in the ocean, and then they think about that Edgar Casey bullshit where he's like, Atlantis will start to appear, I can't remember where he said, but people are thinking it's right here, by America and the Bimini Road thing. I'm still not certain about the Bimini Road, but it certainly looks like it's probably a man-made road, which is not a far-fetched idea because the sea level rose and most of the civilization is underwater now. Of course, it could be a road that appears to be leading into the ocean, but at one point it didn't lead to the ocean. That land was above sea level, either because of the sea level rise or because the land has sunk, because the land can sink. Large areas of land can sink. Breaking up, Lockbeard, not sure if my broke up a little bit while ago. I saw that, but hopefully it stops. I wouldn't answer many questions. Could be as recent as the 13,000 years cyclic event you're mentioning, Lockbeard. Lucky could even be as recent as 6,000 years, mate. Noah's flood. Yeah, it's hard to say exactly when the Atlantis cataclysm was. I think it could be either one of those time periods, but like you said, like others have said, I think that more information is needed. We need to study this place a lot. We need to study this place a lot. if they would only tell the truth about the old pyramids, would solve a lot. Also, yeah, and the channel, like I'm showing you this image on a video from a channel called Bright Insight. He covers this stuff a lot. That's why, you know, like a lot more than I can do here. I mean, we could talk about it plenty, but he covers a lot of information there, and he looks to me to be, you know, on the up and up and interested in the truth, and really trying to alert people to the truth about these archaeological sites. Crush many myths. I was probably breaking up because I started up Google Earth. Google Earth sure seems to like to put a strain on my system here. So bear with me. But you just can't beat Google Earth for looking at stuff like this. See, they've started to figure out that this big freaking desert in Africa was not a desert as recently as, 6,000, 5,000 years ago. Let me stop this. How big is the reshot structure? About 25 miles in diameter. But this is just a small part of the big picture. Atlantis was just it looks like it was just like a port city or something at some point. We're talking about a major worldwide civilization that, you know, had a presence on every continent, including Antarctica, probably. Yeah, Bright Insight. I'll pull up his homepage here later so y'all can see. And if y'all are interested in learning this stuff, check it out. You know, he talks a lot about this particular subject. Yeah, that's the only thing about it. It sucks ass. I don't know if I should, in the future, like just screenshot what I want to look at and then show it as a picture or what. Yeah, Egypt was tropical back in the day. And there's even the old stories about the Nile flowed the opposite direction. So, you know, they've discovered there was massive freshwater lakes. I mean, yeah, a lot of the stories have some level of truth to it. You know, a lot of people, you know, if you tell them, okay, Noah's flood, they want to believe that because they want to believe, you know, from their religious perspective, and, you know, because if they want to believe in Noah's flood, they want to believe every inch of the earth was completely covered in water. Well, that's not what actually happened according to the science, but there was a major worldwide flooding event that affected every continent, but everything didn't get covered in water. It's just a lot of shit got covered in water, though, because the sea level, partly because the sea level rose hundreds of feet, and then also, well, if you look into Randall Carlson stuff, where he talks about the impact, the Younger Dryas impact, and it appears that, you know, he probably had a situation of flash melted glaciers. Of course, all that water has got to flow over the land, and he shows where there's ripples, like you see with a flooding event on a small scale, ripples that are only this tall. Well, he was showing ripples in the landscape that were multiple building stories, like stories of a building high, massive ripples, indicating a flood of such a insane magnitude. If there was anyone there, they didn't just get drowned; they got beat all to shit and flushed out to sea as a in pieces. You know, um, nobody who was in that area survived, probably. Started going away in the 80s early. Yeah. 3-year-old says hi. Ruthless says the chessboard, they built their bullshit of something. It becomes repetition of something utter bullshit. Everything in reverse. Yeah. Ruthless says it's why Hopgood got into the psyop to bury what they know in relation to cataclysmic cycles. Well, I hesitate to call it cycles. Like, just shit happens sometimes. You don't necessarily know when it's going to happen, but it happens sometimes. Now, when he comes to like magnetic reversals, the Earth's magnetic field reversing sometimes because it has to. Ken talks a little bit about that kind of stuff on his channel. So if people want to try and understand what that's all about and why that happens and why a magnetic field reversal must happen every so often, and they can see it in the rocks because when magma, when rock is in a molten state, the minerals that can be certain minerals will orient, their molecules will orient, or even pieces of them will orient in there, based on what the magnetic field orientation is at the time. So they can see, like, by looking at, because after that magma solidifies, those minerals are stuck in that orientation. So when they examine these rocks now, they date the age of those rocks. They can, build a history of the magnetic field reversals of the Earth. Climate change, yeah, the Earth's climate has always changed. It's always changed. It's just, people, again, our lives are so short. We see, if we see changes, most of the time it's just very gradual. When a major change comes, there'll be nobody left to remember, or most people will be wiped out, and then it'll be forgotten to history. People need to think beyond their short little lifespans, but most people can barely think, think ahead till tomorrow. Well, some people say that. I'm not convinced that they can know exactly. They may be able to predict with some relative manner of accuracy. It's just like with earthquakes. They can sometimes kind of figure out if an earthquake's going to happen, but they're not going to be able to predict that perfectly. And same for the weather. They told me I was going to get ice. I got snow. But what we do know is that cataclysms will happen. It's just when people start telling me, well, they know exactly when, just that's what's most important. I think is just that they know damn good and well these cataclysms can happen, and they really don't want to spook people too much. They want us all going about our pointless little lives, working as slaves, paying taxes, and staying under control. But when exactly, I'm not. Now the field, yeah, I mean we're already seeing signs of a reversal coming. The pole has been migrating, and um, so it could probably happen any day now, really. Um, but we can't really pin down. We can't say, well, it's going to happen tomorrow. But I think we can say at this point that we know it's about to happen and could happen anytime. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next year, might be 10 years. It's hard to pin that down. Up your rear and consider from the day you're born. Yeah. Big conjunction Saturday and Jupiter getting so close to each other is a signal. Well, I have some interesting thoughts when it comes to that. When you look at the behavior of fields, and then because everything is fields, and then smaller fields are often swimming in a bigger field, and then so the Earth has got its own magnetic field. Every molecule of the Earth is its own field, um, and made up of smaller fields. Um, um, there appears to be, like, there was an experiment I saw where they had a magnetic field, and they were tossing I think little ball magnets in, and so what'll happen is they'll want to go to a particular position in basically what looks like orbits around the center. And if you have four in there, they're equidistant from each other. You throw another one in there, and then those three spread out to allow the fourth one into that orbit, and they stay equidistant to each other. So it kind of makes you wonder, okay, in the solar system's larger field, do the planetary positions, are they there because of the field? Is their positions dictated by the field? Remote viewing, yeah, it'd be really cool to dive deeper into remote viewing. Maybe find someone that I can trust and I believe truly is able to remote view, but so far I haven't run across anyone. Ruthless says, if Saturn and Jupiter get that close to occupying the same location, then does that not say something about the wider field we're in? I don't know. I don't know. Nothing new under the sun hasn't already been done, says Judy. Ruthless says, cool, the sun casting on you, Lockbeard. Yeah, setting right over there. But as time progresses, that sun won't be setting there anymore. It'll be setting over there. And them flat earthers, no matter what they do, they can't explain why it sets at either place. But they try to say, well, the sun over the flat earth, it circles in a smaller circle in the wintertime, and then it gets into a bigger circle, or I'm sorry, a smaller circle during the summertime for the northern hemisphere, and then in a larger circle during the summertime for the north, or the wintertime for the northern hemisphere, which will be summertime for you in Australia. But it still doesn't account for why does the damn thing go down behind the horizon? Why does it set? Doesn't do that. Damn flat Earth bullshit. Ruthless says, I suspect they have plus window of 6 years to a year as to when it'll occur. Yeah, maybe they got it nailed down that tight, but I don't think they know exactly. But I could be wrong. They might, they might have methods at their disposal far beyond what we can imagine. Not getting notifications. Glad I always check when making dinner. Well, I didn't set it up till about 9 minutes before start time, so there wasn't a lot of leeway there. Ruthless says, unfortunately, none of this is about us. It is the whole solar system in change based on cycles. Real science. Judy Wheeler, Chessboard says to Judy, yep, all this tech just came about in the last 100 years, right? Scotty's here. Where's your sidekick, the enlightened? Oh, I don't know. um, I have half a mind to ban his ass if he keeps on. Blame me when he shows. You invoking him. Yeah, you've invoked his name. How does get fucked sound, Ruth? uh, probably right. Rutha says, can't know exactly because of variables within the field and what is seen as time. Maybe. All right. So I'm going to bring up, let me bring up this Google Earth here. Hopefully it doesn't crash everything. So yeah, that area used to have one of the, probably, I think they said the largest freshwater lake ever known to have existed was right here in the middle of this damn desert. And that this was tropical, there were rivers. So we go over here to Mauritania. Anyway, you can already start to see how it looks like water flowed off of this land coming out towards the west. I mean, look at all that. You can almost see how there was a basin here. So I'm not sure exactly what happened, but if this entire area rose up and dumped all the water out, I mean, it could have taken, 1,000 years for it all to pour off into the ocean here, but or it could have been a very short period of time. So, I mean, look at that. It obviously looks like there was a flow of water on this land flowing out. And then now there's the eye of the Sahara. Now you see why it looks like why they call it the eye of the Sahara. You got the reach-out structure, which looks like the pupil of the eye, or the pupil and iris, but then you have this, it's shaped like a big eye. Got the mountains which were mentioned in the accounts up here. So, I mean, there we have it. I can hear my computer humming. It's having a hard time of it. Rutha says, can see wash from right corner down to leftish. Yeah. It's just so obvious to me. Yeah. Yeah. Why isn't this common knowledge? It doesn't take a PhD geologist to recognize what happened here. Well, if they found evidence. There was the largest freshwater lake ever was there, and so and they know that this area has ground lifting and sinking, but it moves up and down at different times. So while while, you could say that maybe because where did this water come from, right? Um, Shifting ocean, maybe. And since there's salt deposits in the recharge structure, the ocean level was up to there. But I think we really have to think about the possibility that that gigantic freshwater lake was dumped off through this area as well, as part of the rising of this land in this area. Because this place, the recharge structure, has risen, at least 1,200 feet. So the surrounding area may very well have done the same, which would cause all this water indication of water flow back out of this. And all that sand in that desert is possibly covering all kinds of archaeological uh, treasures, really. Um, Chessboard says, Ruthless, the Native Americans have passed down through the ages that the universe and Mother Earth cleanses herself. Judy says, wow. Ruthless says, I look at Navajo. They seem pretty old. They speak of the peoples before them. Yes, a lot of people speak of the people before them. The knowledge is out there floating around. It's just that people are misinterpreting it or just ignoring it. That there was an ancient, advanced culture, and just like we exist in our advanced culture, but there's cultures around the world that are, while they know about us and we know about them, they don't have near the advancement that we do. All the way down to uncontacted tribes in the Amazon who, it's not legal to go contact them. That's why they call them uncontacted tribes. But they're aware of our existence and we're aware of theirs, and they are essentially living in the Stone Age down there. If even that, really, because, they don't necessarily, have a huge cultural use of stone. But very primitive people exist right now. And so this ancient world may have been much the same. There may have been very primitive tribes living in the mountains around these people, and or maybe in places distant lands from where their cultural centers were. But yeah. Hopgood had it buried. CIA shit, man. Yeah. Makes you wonder what else that sand is covering. Exactly. NASA psyops, perhaps. Can't see NSA in NASA. Yeah. NSA. Yep. Yeah, fresh water was washed out, it seems. Yeah, they have evidence there was the most massive freshwater lake ever discovered to have existed on the planet was there. Ruthless says it also fits with the one eye symbology of Horus and all those other mythical gods. Yeah, I mean, this may be exactly where that come from. So then you have to ask, well, how do these people without flight see that? I mean, even down to you have this weird structure over here by the eye right here. Let me find um, not real. I don't know if we can make a big correlation with this or not, but let me zoom back. Let me zoom back a little bit more. Or zoom out. All right. Now, I'm going to have to... Hold on a second. This might be a little freaky. I don't know. Can I turn this? I need to... How do I turn this upside down? Damn it. Well, anyway, you see above it there, I guess it's a mountain ridge or something there, and there's a mark in there. Imagine this is upside down. A lot of this kind of throws a monkey into it. I don't know, but like the eyebrow of the Eye of Horus. I mean, it's not there, but maybe it's covered in sand. I don't know. Or maybe I'm looking at it backwards. I don't know. But with that sweeping angle with the marking that comes off the bottom of the eye and curls, looks like it may be there. And then let me see here. So I don't know, Ruthless, but let me pop this out, and then bring up the Eye of Horus. I don't know. There might be something there. I don't know. Broken Rainbow, see what the government do on YouTube. Does that not look like the Eye of Horus? Yeah, I think there are some elements of it that look like the Eye of Horus if you flip the Eye of Horus upside down. It's not perfect, but kind of. It's about the Navajo. 5-fingered beings. That's us, not aliens. Oh, the dumb arse shit. Yeah, it's not aliens. We did all that shit. The Ancient Aliens TV show, they're trying to say, that aliens, they're not giving humans enough credit, man. Humans did all that shit. Sure looks like it. Aren't we clueless then? Yeah, imagine the Eye of Horus upside down. Especially like that marking that comes at an angle off the bottom of the eye, and then it curls over there. Now I don't see the curl on the map, but imagine this upside down. I'm going to take it off here now and bring back the Google Earth image, and yeah, here we go. So if that was upside down, it looks like if that there may have been something there to that curl that comes off the bottom of the eye. I don't know. A lot could have been altered by the cataclysm and all that water flowing out, and it's buried in sand, and sand everywhere. It's crazy. So Who knows? That's why we need to study it more, though. Yeah, I think you can do it, but it'd just be a pain in the ass. I mean, you can probably imagine it, though. Because who's to say when they looked at things from the sky that they like always put north in the up position when they're looking at maps? You know, you don't have to look at anything. Even us, we just do that conventionally. You don't have to look at the map of anything with north oriented up when you're looking at it. North could be down, it could be sideways. It doesn't matter. You don't have to look at a map like that. We just tend to do that because we're locked into a feedback loop or something. I don't know. Chessboards, I've subbed to their elders for a while now on YouTube. Just the eyeball and almond shape around it alone is the symbology. And the other stuff is window dressing to me, like it's come along over the ages by the gatekeepers. Yeah, perhaps. But even so, that marking, that part of the symbol that comes down at an angle off the bottom of the eye and then it goes into a curl, that's pretty prominent. And look at that ridge that comes off. Now, imagine it's upside down though, but so it's coming off the top here, the way we're looking at it. But what if that ridge is what they're depicting there? And they didn't depict it with north being roughly up. They depicted it with south being roughly up. Once all that sand is off of that area, there may be more interesting things to see there. So I don't know. It just seems like there's so much been lost to the cataclysms of the past, ancient civilizations, major technical ability. We've been told, they just had bronze tools. You remember seeing that documentary where those freaking archaeologists were trying to cut a stone with copper tools to demonstrate how they thought these ancient people cut those stones, and they couldn't do it. They never completed it. They never did it. I think they went to using modern tools or something like that. They never could do it. It took so freaking long to make any kind of cut, and because they were using that copper saw and they were putting sand in there to use the sand to grind on the stone, they couldn't do it. It's ridiculous to think that these ancient people that built these structures used that method. I think they totally were able to. They either had lasers or something we can't even imagine yet to cut those perfect joints and set those stones so perfectly, like we see in multiple archaeological sites around the world. The archaeologists are going to look like a bunch of idiots in a few years, I think, once people start to truly realize just how dumb this whole thing has been. Them trying to claim that they used, slaves and ropes and elephants and logs to roll stones into place and stuff. And no, man, these people had advanced technology, seriously advanced technology. They had a command over gravity, artificial gravity. I guarantee they had artificial gravity. They were able to counteract gravity, guaranteed. Yeah, there's erosion to consider, erosion and sand covering a lot of it. I have a feeling that I'm glad whoever brought up I-Horus, glad you brought it up. I have a feeling that once this site is excavated out and we uncover more of it and study it and figure out what parts of it, because some things may be completely destroyed, I have a feeling way more of the symbol of the Eye of Horus will be represented here than we uh, know as of yet. Chessboard says ruthless are books in the Vatican that would blow the controllers out of the water and shed light on a lot. Ruthless says rocky formations could be under sands now. Yeah, the sand could be hiding a lot. Chessboard says, Donald, that's a fact. Reaching Cold Mountain before you, welcome, says they can't build the pyramids with the tech we have today. How did we lose all that tech? Yeah. I think there was, just the major cataclysms. I don't know if it was just the one, or if two of them, or three of them. It seems like we get hit every so often with something. You had the Younger Dryas impact into the Ice Age, climate changes that happened, possibly some things we haven't even imagined yet, but pole reversals, crustal shifting, who knows, man, all kinds of stuff. But something knocked civilization's dick in the dirt. When major civilization just bitch slapped back into the Stone Age. And this could happen to us any day now. So if they couldn't stop themselves, see, this may be part of what the controllers don't want us to know. They don't want us to be spooked by this whole idea that an ancient civilization more advanced than we are were bitch slapped back into the Stone Age by a cataclysm, which means we are even more susceptible to being bitch slapped back into the Stone Age. We don't have the technical ability to overcome something that a more advanced civilization couldn't stop or protect themselves from. We're in tremendous danger, and every moment we waste with like bullshit, like flat earthers muddying the water, slowing down the progression of human technical advancement, the advancement of human knowledge. That's why people say don't be ignore them, blah blah blah, or don't take these people on. Look, I think that these ridiculous things that hold back humanity need to be annihilated, destroyed viciously, because they are a threat to our survival. That's I see it as a direct threat to my survival, the survival of my descendants, to the survival of the entire human species, perhaps. Because if we don't become advanced enough to have the ability to predict, foresee, detect threats that could be civilization ending threats, when they happen, then we will be bitch slapped back into the Stone Age again. Who knows how many times this has happened? Humans have had a long time to have the rise and fall of civilization. Last couple 100,000 years, humans have been totally capable of creating great civilizations such as ours, or the one that existed over 13,000 years ago. But could have been, every couple thousand years we could have had a rise in civilization that got smacked back over and over again. 13,000 years ago, the Younger Dryas impact occurred. The end of the Ice Age, the crustal shift, the magnetic pole shift. Just straight up climate change, not the man-made kind, just the natural kind. we're not going to be ready if we keep dicking around with bullshit like these flat earthers. That's why I get so pissed off at flat earthers. You guys, because you know they're infecting the minds of kids. They're sabotaging the education of kids. It's a horrible crime. I can't just so it's better I keep them busy than they're out there talking to kids. Donald Fuller, I wrote about the sand in part 3 of my life on my channel. Stupid pick froze here. Pine Island Research is here. Welcome. How's it going? Happy Friday. I don't know if you've been in here since I've updated. I was having some trouble updating the damn paranormal YouTube paranormal live stream TV guide, and I finally got that shit lined out and fixed because I had to because it wouldn't let me update freaking numbers, which is the it's like Excel for Mac for those who don't know. And I didn't know why, and of course I couldn't update it correctly anyway. And it ended up I had to like upgrade the operating system entirely, and then it would let me update numbers. And so now I've been able to like start putting updates, new channels on the TV guide normally like I used to. So I got your show is on there now, and so yeah, along with a few other new ones I put on there. Nick needs to put all our resources into building a huge Huber vacuum and clean that sand up. Yeah, I mean, might need to trick their asses. Say, look, there might be evidence of the flat Earth under all that sand. Something knocked civilization's dick in the dirt. Are you keep making these quotes? Are you keeping a list of quotes somewhere for posterity? Oh, check it out. Chessboard says Donald, our dicks are destined for the dirt. Yeah. Why do children graduate they not know how to make change for a buck or use a rotary phone? Should answer you. Yeah. Mark Sargent is still putting out shit. Kids videos about Flurf. Yeah, good. Man, that's just I'm all for free speech, but damn it. We're getting a new generation that's got an alarming percentage of completely misinformed people, not capable of proper critical thinking, and it's getting bad. That could bring our civilization down. We don't even need a cataclysm. We are the cataclysm. Uncle Bone says Pine Island would not be the worst thing, Jeff. Our dicks are destined for the dirt. Yeah. Reaching Cold Mountain says chessboard. They dumb us down, but there's always got to be peeps like me on the fringes who homeschool and pass knowledge on. Where'd they go? Yeah, there's people out there homeschooling. And of course, there's some people who don't have the capability of doing it right, but others do. When you have a case like my niece arriving to kindergarten and is basically practically test out because unlike most kids, she didn't arrive there ready to color in some letters and learn the alphabet. She was already reading. You know what I mean? Because she started learning at home beforehand. And I would encourage all parents to think about that. Your kid does not have to wait till kindergarten to learn their damn letters. Your kid could be reading before they get to kindergarten and test out of that shit. You don't. They wouldn't even. They'd be like, well, hell, your kid's ready for second grade, third grade, maybe more. You might have a prodigy on your hand, and you'll never know it because you're waiting for public school to educate them, and they're going to completely rob them of all their potential. Because public school is an exercise in doing the bare minimum and using a cookie cutter approach to educate kids. You can't use a cookie cutter approach to educate kids. Different kids learn different ways. You need to get very proficient at evaluating how a kid learns and addressing that individually per kid, which means parents need to be more involved. They need to put a lot more thought in it. If you decide to have kids, you need to be prepared to provide for the education of that kid a little more yourself instead of waiting for someone else to do it, and especially waiting for the government to do it, because the government, you can be damn sure, is going to fuck it up. As this great start, people realizing our true cosmology. And as fanboys should be lined up and shown how easy it is to refute magic. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm talking about right here. This here is a threat to our civilization. Seem like a nice guy. Maybe you think you're doing the right thing. Trust NASA? No, not 100%. No, fuck no. I get that. Too much government in that shit. But you're on the wrong track. Chessboard says, reaching Cold Mountain, do they not still set the teaching guidelines? They don't want anyone thinking outside the box. I come out thinking outside the box. Yeah. What I've learned since I was a kid, I know now that I was completely robbed by public school. And it's sabotaged my entire life, really. It's taken a lot of independent study to figure stuff out that they never taught me. I mean, even in college, you got to be able to look, get what you can out of it. You'll get a lot of good out of it, but there's some things you won't get out of it, and there's in some areas you're going to get taught some shit that's going to lead you down the wrong path. So this is why you got to be able to think for yourself, think outside the box, recognize when there's a problem with something, and be able to seek out more accurate information elsewhere if need be. Ruthless says, oh, Locke, I write things down that are good. Dick in the Dirt reference, hadn't heard for years, it's going into the notepad. If I wake up, if I wake up 50,000 years in the future because I got stuck into a cryogenic chamber, and they say, hey, we wanted to wake you up and let you know that there was a old computer dug up somewhere, owned by some guy that called himself Ruthless, and it had a bunch of quotes from you on here that we based our entire civilization on, and we wanted to meet you. I'm like, damn it, Ruthless. Actually, that could probably be a good thing. I don't know. Don't use public school curriculum, nor did my mother for me. I used Mennonite. Reaching Cold Mountain. A lot of states dictated the test on homeschool curriculum. Donald says, a channel I watched was doing a food review with this kid. There was a globe involved. I commented to him to make sure he grills that globe into his kid's head. Yeah. It's probably a good idea to have every family has a globe at home, has a little he has a little bit of science education going on. Like Ken on his channel, he's been saying stuff like every kid should have a prism. I didn't have a prism, at least I thought I recall when I was a kid. It's too bad I didn't. Might have sparked some things that wouldn't have otherwise been sparked if I was, looking at a prism every day. But yeah, just these little things, and like a powerful magnet. I had some magnets and stuff, but if I was able to play around with just like that 1 inch by 1 inch by 2 inch neodymium magnet I showed you guys, um, that's stuck to my. It's got. It's stuck to this seat because it's magnetized to the frame. And it's got my water wiping. Got the water tube around it. Who knows what kind of crazy experiments I could have done, and how much shit I could have destroyed with it too, though. Oh, it's flirt. Reaching cold says chessboard, not really, but okay. There were no requirements for me, and the only requirements are to pass a GED or CHESPA. And even requirements are only the 8 subjects, not the books to us. Yeah. And I was kind of considering, like, of course, Ruthless, you're familiar with Ken, and Ivosby and others. That I don't know if I put it down on any documents in relation to the micronation, the Eternus Empire, but Ken Wheeler would have some kind of would be my choice to have some kind of involvement in developing imperial education programs, making sure the kids get a proper education. He's one person I know who would ensure that our prodigy children would get the proper stimulation. Get some light. Sun's going down. How the hell the sun goes down on a flat Earth, I don't know. Have a good bullshit detector. I've kept records for years and years that are in the cloud. Yeah, probably forever. They're probably going to, all this shit's probably going to end up in the mind of an AI, a worldwide AI. Some aliens are going to arrive, 10,000 years from now. They're going to find there's no life left on the planet. The only thing left, the entire planet is wired up, and it'll be the real circuit board Earth. The whole thing turned into a technological thing with one AI consciousness built on all of our bullshit, and it's going to be. The damn thing will probably be batshit crazy, is what it'll be. And Mogian Monster said that would be one fucked up civilization. One built on my quotes? Yeah, probably so. Welcome, Mogs. Yeah. Thanks for introducing us to Lee the other night. I was pushing Mr. Lee to go on your show. He's still fighting it. He don't want to do it. He has sent me an email, though, challenging me to a beard growing contest, apparently. So I guess my only hope of winning is either eating better than him and growing my beard faster, or relying on him to be someone who insists on trimming his beard every so often, in which case I will eventually win. Reach Clement says chessboard say a state test on geography. They don't tell you what books to use. The kid just has to know where the continents are. Yeah. Yeah, they don't do much. Is why, like, you'll see people, they'll do these things where they go out and they with cameras, and then they'll ask people, do you know where this place is at, and they don't know hardly anything about geography. College student went to New York City, kids on the street where the state of New York, this here state of New York was, I don't know it was real or fake, but sad state affairs. Yeah. That's crucial that early on kids are getting steered away from what we are hearing, what we are here for. Problem long time is indoctrination of what parenting is. He was cool. Oh yeah, Lee. Yeah, yeah. Hey all. Hey Lockbeard. Hey, another day. What's up? Welcome to the chat. Looking forward to see what you do with your channel. Another day. Chrissy, is that your real name? Oh, well, you said it on your channel, so I assume it's okay to say your name. Channel, you intend to address current events, and you seemed a little reluctant to say the word conspiracies. You know, so many people, they hear conspiracies and they automatically think, because the government's kind of train people to think, you know, conspiracy theorists are just batshit crazy assholes, because they don't want people thinking. They don't want people thinking. They want them afraid to think and to speculate, or to consider the facts that maybe their government is a conspiracy. So you seem like someone who's going to be looking at potentially very real conspiracies. So it'll be cool. And she's got cute dogs. Let's see here. Pine Island, Jeff Harding says, the best beard fertilizer comes from the spring of a good vajayjay, just saying. He is on tonight at 12 p.m. Eastern. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Mr. Hugh, welcome. Chessboard says ruthless indoctrination is controlled, spewing the same shit to be repeated by receivers. Lee will be on the channel call. Actually, I'll pull up the guide here in a second. Gee, that's so true, so true. Paint them crazy, black propaganda. Is that like a womb broom? Yeah, I saw your orb video. I did post my orb video. Not something I usually get into, but Dead Cat already hating. Is he already hating? Well, you know, it's just showing the video. You know, people can speculate as to whether it's you know, or what it is. I mean, it could just be some kind of technological glitch, you know, or something else. But you know, no need. Hopefully, people aren't assholes about it. You know, they don't need to be assholes about it. Moog says Lockbeard might be in trouble. Mr. Lee is a big vajayjay. Oh, he's gonna keep getting hammered with that, isn't he? It's a set of routines run to crush an opponent. Yeah. They have their ways. It was clearly faked. Well, we can't say that. I mean, we could say that it could be a technological glitch. I mean, you know, I can't say for sure what it is. I'm not inclined to say it is a spirit. I wouldn't be inclined to say that it's a spiritual entity based on what I saw. But I can't. You can't say, you know, that I can't say it was faked or anything. I mean, it could be a very real video. It's just something. It's just, what is it showing? What's happening there? Jedi mind tricks. It may have been light refractions, which I posted in comments. Yeah, could just be that. You know, I mean, the good thing is we look at these things, and you know, people. The more of them we look at, the more of them we'll look at, the better I will have for identifying certain characteristics, and we can say, okay, every time we see a new one now, we can say, well, this one seems to fit the characteristics of this group, and this one fits the characteristics of that group. And even if we can't truly identify what either group is, we can just say, look, this seems to resemble these types of orb anomalies and so on. Hammer till he comes on the show. Out of sight, out of mind. It's put in post hoc deliberately, clear as day. But how do you prove that? You know what I mean? How do you prove that? You're stating as if you know what is who what expert analyzed the video and determined that this was something added to the video. You know what I mean? Ruthless says, my eyes are always open. It's a non-duality single face thing. I lean towards light refractions. Yeah, totally real video, not purposely faked, but light refractions. But it was something to post for people. Yeah. Like, sometimes you can't just go right to, it's a hoax. Because you don't have evidence that it's a hoax, But it's post hoc, after the fact, like added to the video later. Whose footage is it? I don't know. You have to ask her. Because it's badly done. Well, it could just be that it is some kind of light refraction or some kind of anomaly in the camera, or it's my personal footage from my building downtown. Oh, gotcha. Ruthless, first, don't require proof. They repeat YouTube idiots like Weiss Dubé and other hucksters that put that hook in their mouths. Yeah. Just a regular security cam. No, you can't say she faked it. She legitimately took a video and she's just trying to figure out what she's seeing on the video. She didn't see what the hell. What the hell, dude? You can't say that. What channel is the video on? It is on Another Day in the Life. Let me pull it up on screen here if I can. Where's it at? Where is it at? Shoot, I might as well just at least show the. Yeah, here we go. Just a second. Yeah, there it is. Another Day in the Life channel. Orbs in 100-year-old funeral home. Anyway, it's still image of it, but there it is. It's just was it 11 seconds long? Surfers claim fake on stuff and then have no explanation, or a very convoluted word salad, meaningless explanation. Yeah, isn't that funny? I mean, isn't that funny? He's sitting here like claiming that she maliciously faked this. No, she got a video. It shows a weird anomaly in the picture. She isn't claiming it's a spirit or anything. And I don't think it is. I think it's some kind of some kind of anomaly, but it's not necessarily some spirit or anything. But there's no evidence of purposeful hoaxing going on here, and Ruthless, the more flirts run with Flatardia, the deeper that hook embeds. You can't say that, Hiveless. You just can't. Okay, man, come on. It's a real video here. It's got something going on in the video. you can't, unless you can have someone analyze the metadata or something, an expert that, yeah. I have one video where I'm turning the camera and it's still there. One must observe bilaterally for the human body, one leg compared to the other, so one needs to be able to compare guaranteed fake or reflections to begin to differentiate what might be a true anomaly. Obviously, he says. Jesus, man, come on. I guess so, Papa. That their own attempt with a 20K laser to prove Fleur failed. Netflix beyond the curve, says Ruthless. I don't know if we want to get into the. I can't. I know I was saying stuff about it, but it's not a security camera. Then it's not a security camera. What? Not as stupid as you play me for, Dead Cat Radio. You have all been trolling me from day one. Well, Hiveless is well, he's a flat earther. So, I mean, that says it all, right? He does that even to his own subs. Yeah. Now, you claim you're not a flat earther, but don't even try. See, this is one of y'all's tactics where, people, this is one of these tactics. You're denying the earth is a globe. That's because you want to steer people towards flat earth. Don't even try to bullshit us here. We know better. How to be a proper designation for any scientifically minded individual. Dude, you're denying the earth is a globe, despite the massive mountain of evidence that it is, in fact, a globe. So based on that observation, I have come to the determination that you probably couldn't science your way out of a paper bag. I'm sorry, dude. That still makes you a flirt for Dead Cat. Don't be not playing you for anything, but I can tell it's a fraud. Hiveless has no idea what science is. Yeah. We got. I don't know what the hell. Why are you purposely trying to start shit up in here anyway? There's no reason for it. It's just a video. You have no proof that she faked it. Cameras can have a strange anomaly in it and it just be a technical thing or a reflection or something, and it's not a hoax. It's just an image that is a weird image, and we don't know exactly what caused it. Doesn't make it a hoax, though. Science. Servers willfully and willfully lie. Yeah, I mean, basically, that's what's happening now. He has no evidence she hoaxed it, and so he's lying right now. It's not far if Peter does this to divert streams, Lockbeard. Yeah. Papa says, I believe what I've seen and heard and discussed over 7 years of travel in the globe. Hiveless, you're a troll. There you have it. I'm past rationalizing many flirts now. They love to shit stir. Yeah, I mean, he's just fucking turning into clusterfuck up in here right now. What am I looking at, Mr. Hughes says? It's an anomaly that she had on a camera and she just posted it on her channel. We are not sure what caused it. Based on its movement, I think it's some kind of reflection or some kind of anomaly and something going on in the camera, perhaps. But I don't think it's an entity of any kind. And I'm not starting shit, Lockbeard. She brought it up in your chat. I already told her it was a fraud in her comments. Except you can't prove it's a fraud. Dude, you're coming up in here telling people something's a fraud with no evidence. She just posted a video with some strange anomaly in it and hasn't claimed it's anything necessarily. What she did say was that maybe a refraction of some kind or something reflecting in the lenses or something. She brought it up. I'm just being honest. You're declaring her a hoaxer without adequate proof. So, maybe walk it back a little bit. Looks like thoughts of lens flare. Yeah, just, you talk shit, Hiveless, says Papa Craig. Hiveless slash dead cat radio. It's really not a big deal. All right. Well, don't let, I operate my channel where I try not to, I try my best not to label someone a troll until they truly, truly entered into troll territory. And at times, Hiveless, you and especially Mank at this point, you did similar to Brandy about her beliefs, Peter, said Ruthless. Yeah, we should reel back this little battle here. There's no way to label a certain fraud without scraping the MD for CGI or other metadata for CGI or other layered editions. Labeling a hoax rather than a mistaken ID seems driven by an ulterior motive. Yeah. And she didn't even give it an identification. I mean, she called it an orb, but she didn't say what that is. She didn't say, oh, it looks like spiritual orbs, or it's Bigfoot in orb form, or nothing like that. She just said, here's just some shit on the camera. Behind the cat. Oh man. And some working eyeballs. Okay, Hiveless. Jesus Christ. So I don't know. Let's look at what's on tonight. What time is it? So 6:30. Holy shit! It is already 6:30. I'll put the let's zoom into this stupid thing. For those who don't know, over there on the right, in the right column, are the links to everybody's channels on this list. So, man, I still zoomed in too far. I guess it'll work. Get them glasses, Hiveless. No, Jeff, I supported another day. Previously didn't know it was her own footage until I had passed judgment. You're suggesting it's an ulterior, not ulterior, ol with a U. You shit. Is you shit stirring? He's not shit stirring. You're shit stirring, dude. What's up, Uncle Bones? You laughing at this bullshit? Just for sure. That's all I have to say. Yeah. All right. So what's 6:30, right? 6:30 on Friday. Let's go to the top. Yeah, I don't imagine anybody here is going to be at Arcane Radio on the Beyond Explanation channel. Creepy little book. I don't know if anyone here goes there. Dogman cams. Yeah, they can rot in hell. Entity Paranormal Investigators at 8 tonight, Central Time. Fade to Black at 9. Gypsy Road was on earlier. Into the Woods with Jeff is on right now. I think a few of you may be familiar with him. He's got a little paranormal live stream. Night Dreams Talk Radio at 8. Exclusive is off already. Paranormal Portal, I don't recommend, but they're there. Pink's Encounters, Let's Talk is on right now. Actually, halfway done. Squash Talk is supposed to be on at 7 or 8 tonight, but he hasn't been on lately. He's apparently taking a break. Let's see. The Ravens Outpost right there. One of the newest editions. 11 Central Time. All these times are in Central Time. You have to change them from Central Time. So, like, Mr. Lee would add 6 hours to these times, and so it'd be 5 a.m. his time to see that one. The host is Lee. The channel's name is The Ravens Outpost. The show name is The Raven's Eye. It's on Wednesdays and Fridays, 11 Central. Post premiere, Tippett TV's got they're supposed to anyway have a premiere going on right now. I don't put premieres on here, but the post premiere Q&A is basically a paranormal live stream, so I put it on here. And Satch Squatch Speaks is going to be on in 24 minutes. So we will be quitting before he starts. And Wolf Paranormal was on earlier. So who were the new ones? We already looked at the Ravens Outpost. What was it? Oh, here at the top in the yellow, the Dark Wolf's Den show. I added that one today. So I don't know. Somebody suggested I take a look at it, so I did, and it looks like it pretty much fits. He doesn't see the show on screen himself, his face on screen, but it's more of a radio show kind of oriented situation. What was another new one? Pine Island Research is fairly new. Which, he's kind of oriented towards the nuts and bolts of investigation into Bigfoot. Similar to Sparks of the Paranormals here in the blue at the top there. Paranormal 101 was kind of like that too. Kind of looking at like, more. It seemed like it was more about the technical stuff, the cameras and stuff, observing ghosts and stuff. So it's kind of a little bit similar to what Pine Island Research is for Bigfoot. I don't know if he's still doing that show though, Paranormal or Sparks 101 show. Seems like there was another new one somewhere. Jeff Kelly, Reverend Jeffrey Kelly, the Squatchers Lounge podcast. Just added that one on there too. And he just does a 45-minute live stream type show with some freaking birds in the background. Wednesdays. I think it's just Wednesdays. And wasn't there one more? I think it's all the newer ones I've added recently. Yeah. Anyway. So Rusty, welcome. Lockbeard, thanks for being straight up. She just posted something she saw she thought was interesting. Yeah. I don't know what the hell, how the hell he justifies calling it a hoax though. I mean, it was video just posted honestly without like, I don't know. Sasquatch Wizard. Hey, feel free. Like, hey, we're free speech zone. So if you want to rip a hiveless bee, also known as Dead Cat Radio, if you want to rip his ass apart in the chat, you go right ahead. Because everyone else is at this point because he's pissing everybody off. Sasquatch Wizard and Ardex, welcome. Later, all have a good night. You too. You too. Just don't. Come on, there's a certain amount of satisfaction to just unleashing the fury. I don't know why he comes here like with the bullshit. He knows that no one here is eating this flat Earth bullshit up, and then he's coming here telling someone they're a hoaxer with no proof whatsoever that they're a hoaxer. I'm all for exposing hoaxers, but come on now. I mean, all she did was post a video with an anomaly in the video. She ain't doing like what Zasky does. He shows you a bunch of shadows and he's claiming, "Oh, look, there's a Bigfoot there, and there's a Bigfoot. Every shadow's a Bigfoot." That's a whole nother different deal right there. This is what the internet is, and at least have proven that. Yeah. Sorry about the Hiveless B. He's probably going to piss me off at some point enough that I have to just ban his ass. Him and Mank. Mank's this close. I hate to ban people. I like having a free speech zone, but it's people like this that fucking fuck that up. They just have to do it. They just have to. They can't help themselves. I guess. I don't know. How do I find that podcast guide? I'll post the link in the chat. It's also, if you go to my about page, the address to it is there. But I'll go ahead and post it in the chat right now. And if you see anything that's not correct, because sometimes people change their times or they stop having a show, or if you know of a new show that kind of fits a regularly scheduled podcast that's paranormal oriented and has some interaction with chat, is basically kind of what I put on there. So yeah, but let me know if there's any suggestions for changes or updates or anything. But I posted the link in the chat. Jeff says, "I'm simply making a reasonable observation that everyone in here recognizes except you. Would getting a life, by your definition, mean moving into my parents' basement? No thanks." Talking to Pablos B, I assume. Dead cat. Yeah. You're welcome, chessboard. Good night. Another day in the life, says Uncle Bones. Yeah, another day. You have lots of backup here, as you can see. You did not attempt a hoax with that video, and we all damn well know it, except for Hiveless B, who apparently knows the universe is not what we all believe it is. He claims the Earth is not a globe. He can't prove that in any way. He can't provide any real evidence for that. All he could say is, "Well, CGI pictures, blah, blah, blah." Well, okay. But does that disprove all the evidence that the Earth is a globe, including observations that any person can make just by stop looking at YouTube channels that push flat Earth bullshit and go outside and look at the damn sky? It's really not that hard. It's really not that hard, Hiveless. Papa says, "Oh my God, Pine Island." Doing it wrong. Amazing, just amazing. Ruth says, "Yes, saying get a life is such a magical retort." Deb the Web, welcome. Thanks, Rusty. Thanks for the support. Thanks a lot. Wizard says, "Hello, chessboard. Hello to everybody." Let's see. Dogman's here. He says, I'm late, but good day, all. Well, you know, you can roll in wherever you want, Dogman. um, we're going to hang around for maybe, 10 to 15 minutes and then cut out for Sasquatch Speaks over on Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group. And then hopefully Squatch Talk afterwards, but he may still be on a break. And then, of course, anyone wants to look at the guide and find something else, or if you already have an idea what you want to see. I made this guy this live stream TV guide originally for myself, but then I just started, instead of because I as many of you know, I stopped watching some of these shows, like the one in green at the top right there, which I absolutely recommend everyone avoid at this point. But I know a lot of people still watch it. Mr. Lee freaking has a wrench over there, as I think still. But hey, it's your business, and so instead of taking that stuff off, I left it. And you can see Dogman cams on there, and they suck ass. But I figured, I should, if I'm going to share this with the public, I should just do so, be impartial, and I'll just put all the shows on there. You guys sort it out as you please. There's good shows that are pretty no bullshit on there. Like you can see Central Florida Bigfoot right there. Pretty much no bullshit channel. You got Pine Island Research, Squatch Talk. Several others. Got Nikki over there to Hairy Man. Hoaxes and Hoodwinks trying to bust the hell out of some hoaxers. But she's really nice about it. Don't ban him, ignore him. Yeah, might just ignore him more. Because you're right. I mean, I've said that myself. Trolls die if you don't feed them. Yeah. Well said about those trolls, Lockbeard. Thank you. There's that link to the iCloud. Papa Craig says, hi there from snowy northeast Oregon, Mark Dodman. What is, Lockbird, is that hairless balls or hiveless? Hairless balls. Maybe. I don't know. He may enjoy a freshly shorn scrotum. That was a movie reference. Anybody know that movie reference? Also, does anyone know what movie is referenced by one of the pictures on the thumbnail? Now it's showing me be confirmed. Yeah. Can make it. Didn't know it was on. Yeah. Well, I didn't really know for sure I was going to do it until shortly before. Champion of chat, Sandra is. I thought you were here before. Oh man, stop screen. Get that off of there. Doing some yard work. I'm outside. Sandra says, I might can't walk, but I can sure get around these chats. Jeff says, take care, Locke. What you did compiling that guide is a great thing for the parrot community. Thanks for putting forth the effort. Oh, it's no problem, man. It's no problem. And hopefully everybody can help, Like it's not set up where just anyone can access it to alter it. But my email address is at the top. So if anybody knows of any possible updates that they want to suggest, they can just email it to me, and I'll take a look and see. There's like damn near 100 shows on there now. Be back. It's a threat. Okay, Papa. Well, we'll be gone though by the time you get back. Probably we'll be over at Sasquatch Speaks. Wizard says, "God bless you, Sandra. You are very important to everyone, and I think you're great." And Rusty says, "Maximum overdrive, absolutely." Boy, that was a crazy movie, wasn't it? How the hell is a mechanical like turkey knife jump off the counter? How did I'm still trying to picture how that whole scene went down. Like, how the hell did that thing attack somebody? But whatever. And then the pop machine shooting cans of pop at that person. There's just nothing plausible about the whole scenario. Ruthless says that bald chinny and haha looked English too. Thank you so much. I think he jumped out. He probably he brought it on himself. I mean, everybody here knows, like, I'll have no problem calling it a hoaxer, but there was no reason to say hoaxer to that. I mean, it was just a video shared with an anomaly in it, and that's it. It helps us. It helps us. We look at these videos with these anomalies in it, because I've seen some that look, like this one, like there's something reflecting somewhere because of the way they moved. But then you'll have other ones that looks like it's something behaving as if it's alive, the way it moves. And so sometimes it's like, well, you can tell that's a bug. Or that one I showed, was it last week or so? I think it was Saturday. Yeah, it was it, because I had the orbs episode, right? I think it was a spider, probably. But ultimately, gotta say, inconclusive, you know. But we certainly can't say, well, the guy's hoaxing. He posted a video, had some weird stuff in it, but he was even saying in the video he wasn't prepared to really, say much about what it was. So, Men in Black, that's the Balchinian. He was talking about the Balchinian. The freshly shorn scrotum, though, was kind of what I was angling at. Magical powers of a comet. Ruthless, you're so kind. Chessboard says Rusty's TV and Movie Car Museum Heaven's Gate proved that didn't they? The magical powers of a comet. Yeah. That was a messed up point in history, wasn't it? Wizard says yard work. I would love to be doing yard work. Snow and ice work is a bummer. Grabbing dirt and salt now and headed home. Yeah. We're in the middle of winter. They're in the middle of the summer down there. Thank you. I'm so happy tonight, says Sandra. Ruthless says, Sandra, never tell others that. It's a secret. I'm ruthless. Scotty says to Squatch River Wizard, I got an acre here you can mow. Oh, man. So, while I got Google Earth open, is there anything else weird we should look at? I don't know. We got a few minutes. I was thinking about trying to look at that anomaly off of Cuba. 2,000 feet plus deep. But I don't know if it'll show up on Google Earth, though. I mean, they show a lot of features on the ocean floor, but I really don't think we have a lot of hope here. Huh. Oh, look at this nonsense. What the hell is this bullshit? I'm pretty sure that's the location, too. What the hell is this bullshit? Alright, I'm going to bring this up. What in the hell is this bullshit? Alright, I'm pretty sure that's the location where there were some structures that looked man-made, 2,000, like 2,300 feet deep or something like that, off the coast of Cuba, that they think is some kind of man-made structures, including a couple of pyramids. And I just zoomed in on there on Google Earth and look at this right here. See it pixelated out? Now there's some other areas that are too. So look at this. So why is this clear here, but this is fuzzy, this is fuzzy, these areas are fuzzy? Like why is it like that? I mean, there might be some logical explanation for it, but I don't know. I don't know. Uncle Bone says Lockbeard Iron Dogger has a great orb catch video. Gave you the name on Saturday, I believe. Yeah. I never got around to taking a look though. Lazy Arse, I see a shed full of ride on mowers alone. Hey. Scotty, I haven't done my hair. I know, but just rained everywhere Wednesday. Can't be summer. You talking about Bimini? No, not Bimini. Not Bimini. This is a location off of Cuba that appears to be some kind of man-made structures over 2,000 feet. I talked about it the other day, but I didn't show this. Goose's Cage. Looks like a landing strip west of those pixels. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting structure there, isn't it? I don't know. Pull it off here because we need to get out of here. Sandra says, okay, time for Western New York Bigfoot with Joe. Much love, my friends. You too, Sandra. We are cutting out. I'll see you guys in the chat that are going over there. Feel free to fly that pirate flag if you want to represent a pirate raid over there. But thanks for coming, and I'll see you over there. Thanks.